What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial for Lost by Maroon 5. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button, and let me know in the comments below what are the songs by Maroon 5 that you want to learn on guitar. Guys, the first thing that you want to know to play Lost on guitar is that in order to keep the song as accurate and beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 3rd fret. And if you don't have a capo, I'll only to get this capo for free right up here. The next thing we would usually go over for a song is the structure, but for Lost, we're actually going to repeat the same chord progression through the entire song, so you don't need to worry about the structure for this one. And the last thing that you want to know before we dive into Lost is the 3 chords that you need to play this song. The first one is C. The next one is E minor. And the last one is D. And I'll have short chord tutorials for all of those linked in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. And with all that in mind, guys, let's dive into Lost. Guys, Lost is a groovy new song from Maroon 5's new album. I'm stoked to share this one because I've gotten quite a few requests for it, and my 2 most viewed videos on my YouTube channel are actually both Maroon 5 songs, Girls Like You and Memories. So if you love Maroon 5 and you're a beginner guitarist, be sure to go check out those 2 lessons. So the first thing we need to know for Lost is the chord progression that's going to repeat through the entire song. That chord progression is going to be C. We'll stay on that C for 2 measures, and then we go to E minor, and then D. And that's it. That chord progression right there is going to repeat through the whole entire song, start to finish. Now, the first thing we're going to take a look at that we're going to do for strumming and picking is a simple strum pattern that's going to repeat through a lot of the song. And it's a pretty obvious one, but it's single down strums for each chord. And you hear this a lot throughout the song. And it literally is as simple as it sounds. We'll just do a single down strum for each chord. The only thing that might be a little funky for the beginners out there is what we do for that C chord, since we're playing that for 2 measures technically. So when we're playing a single down strum for 2 measures, all that means is that we're going to let that chord hang out for twice as long as all of the other chords. So it'll look kind of like this. We'll start with our C chord, we'll go down, we'll let that hang, and then we'll go to E minor, and then quickly to D, and then back to C, down, about like that, where we hang on that C chord for twice as long as we hang on to the other chords for. It's really simple single down strums. The only thing to remember there is as you're doing it, and as you're playing along with the song or playing along with me, just be sure to hold out that single down strum on the C a little bit longer than all of the other chords. So that's the most basic part. That's the easy part. Simple chord progression, simple single down strum pattern. Now let's take a look at that little picking pattern that repeats through a lot of the song as well. So we're going to have that same exact chord progression that we just used. The C, C, E minor, and D. And this is probably what most of you are here to learn. So what we're going to do here is actually a very beginner-friendly picking pattern. But before we dive into that picking pattern, you need to be familiar with what bass notes are. If you don't know what bass notes are, all it is just the lowest note of whatever chord you're playing. So a little walkthrough of the bass notes we'll be using in this song. For our C chord, it's going to be on the A string. For the E minor, it's going to be on the low E string. And then for the D chord, it's going to be on the D string. Those are our bass notes. Make sure you're familiar with those because we're going to be using them a lot. So with those bass notes in mind, let's take a look at the picking pattern we'll be using for each chord. We'll start with our C chord as our example because that's the first chord we're going to be playing in the progression. We're going to start with our bass note and then pick G, B, and then high E. Just like that, but a little quicker. So a little walkthrough of our whole progression with each chord will look about like this. Starting with our C chord, we're going to go A, G, B, E, A, G, B, E, then to E minor, E, G, B, E, and then D, D, G, B, E. Just about like that, but a little bit quicker. So nothing too crazy. That's actually a really good place to start if you're a beginner guitarist and haven't experimented with picking very much. I am finger picking this because I think it sounds a little bit more true to that kind of muffled sound of the song, but you're totally welcome to use a pick for this as well. This is actually a picking pattern where it would make sense to do either one, so it's totally up to you. I just feel a little bit more comfortable with finger picking, and I think it sounds a little more accurate to the song for this particular style of song. So with all that in mind, guys, whenever we have a picking pattern like this, I like to play through it a couple times slowly so you can make sure you have all the right stuff in all the right places, and then I play through it a couple times full speed without me talking so that you can match it up with the speed of the song and practice along. So first, slowly, a couple times through that picking pattern, it's going to repeat through several different parts of the song. Will look about like this without me talking. finally, guys, a couple of times full speed through the chord progression with that picking pattern, as well as a couple times through that single down strum pattern that's going to repeat through the whole song will look about like this without me talking. And guys, that is everything that you need to know to play Lost on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helps you out, hit that subscribe button. I've got 895 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel, and I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there cannot be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to see what I'm up to in between videos, hit up my Instagram at @thegroovyguitar. And lastly, guys, if you need a little extra help with this song or any other aspect of beginner guitar, you can hit up this link right up here to book a one-on-one lesson with me. Guys, Lost is a groovy new song from Maroon 5's new album, and I'm stoked to share it with y'all. I've gotten quite a few requests for this song, and actually, my 2 most viewed videos on this channel are both Maroon 5 songs. So there's obviously quite a few of you guys out there who love to learn Maroon 5 songs, so I love teaching them as well. So guys, this song is super beginner friendly. We just have that one chord progression repeated through the whole song. Simple down strums are obviously very beginner friendly. Even if it's your first day playing guitar, you'd have no problem with single down strums. And then that picking pattern may seem a little bit advanced, but it's really not too crazy. It's actually a pretty good place to start for the beginners because it is very repetitive and it's a very simple picking pattern. It's not super fast, there's no crazy transitions, none of that. It's actually a really beginner friendly picking pattern. So even if you're a beginner, if you're having trouble with that, just start by playing it slow, but it's actually a really good place to start even if you are a beginner guitarist and haven't experimented with picking very much. So guys, I had a lot of fun learning this song. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning it as well, and hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.